everyone, it's me, Cheryl. I hope you're all alright. It's Wednesday afternoon and I've got a couple of ongoing projects to show you and one finished project. I had to think about that then. Okay, first things first, 10 stitch blanket, turned a corner. And here we are, there's the corner that's been turned. So this is the last coloured corner. And that's the amount I've got to go, yeah, before I start the cream colour again. So I'm getting there. It seems to take longer and longer now. Of course, it's working outwards, but at least it's joining as I go, which is nice. So, but yeah, it's a lovely size to lay over my lap when it gets a bit chilly in the evening. So it is a nice project, and it's so easy to do. You can watch TV while doing this. Not that I watch a lot of TV, it's just like up to an hour a night. And at the moment we're watching The 100. Really good. Actually, we're nearly at the end of this first season. Scuddy, it's still going. So it's not much difference. It's just like a big Swiss roll like I showed you last time. Just a few more rows worked on that. So it's coming on. I worked a bit more on this last week. Knit and natter. Or should I say crochet and natter? Am I nearly at the end of a row? No, where am I? Yes, there I am. I'm not sure what row that is now. It's on my phone. I've got the row counter. But see the pattern, isn't that lovely? Wait. If I just show you a section of it. That's alright, isn't it? Does it look pretty? Still feels so incredibly soft. I don't know which is the front and which is the back. Does it really matter? Because some stitches look a bit different on the opposite side, don't they? Never mind, it is coming on, it just takes a while because it's long. Okay, I started work on, I've got this yarn left from the first road trip scarf I made, which did I show you that last week or was it the week before? These weeks are going by so fast I can't keep track of myself. But that's the leftover Peyton's yarn. Oh, it's raining again. Anyway, and I thought I'd work with black. That's a same. That light is bleaching it again. Does it look alright? Can you see Peyton's fabric's black? I hate working in black. Why do I do it to myself? Anyway, this is what I've got so far. I'm still doing the increase rounds because it's double knit. So I'm alternating the Peyton's yarn with the black. It's gone wavy at the moment. I'm hoping that when I stop increasing, it'll just go around. Otherwise, I might have to rethink that and start again or something. But we'll see how it goes. Before I've always like frogged it, but I just want to see if it can be salvageable further along. But we'll see. I've made another hat. It must have been first of all on the Crochet UK Facebook page. Somebody mentioned reflective yarn, and I know recently Zoe got some as well from Hobbycraft, and that made me really think. Now I know I've been to Hobbycraft near Bristol. I think it's at Cribbs Causeway, but it's horrible driving up there. It's traffic around the Bristol area. It's so congested. There's always delays, roadworks, accidents. It's just a beast to get up there. But even closer is the one at Yeovil, which is a recently opened store. But given its distance, the time it takes to get there is quite long, considering. And that's because the road itself, single carriageway most of the way, except on one section of a different road. It has, periodically, it'll be dual carriageway one side, and on the opposite side it'll be single carriageway. And then there's swap, so the side you're driving on will be single carriageway, and the opposite side of the road will be dual carriageway. So I took CJ on Saturday. It took quite a long time to get there, but not as long. The time Google Maps says to get back but it was quicker to get back than it was to get there. And what delayed it was I found out on the bit where the dual carriageways are, where you had an opportunity to overtake slower vehicles. It was a carnival float, so it's been escorted front and back. It was a very long vehicle, and of course on the first start of the road, where it was single carriageway all the way until we got to the roundabout, there's no opportunity to overtake. So that's why there was a long tail up ahead. I could see it going up the hill, long tail of traffic, thinking, oh, what are these delays? And actually, what was a 60-mile-an-hour road, people were driving at 30 because it was that slow. So it's just a beast of a road, that's all. But the store itself was pretty much the same as the one I used to go to when I lived in Middlesbrough. I used to nip across to Teesside Park and go in Stockton and go there. But I wasn't into knitting and crochet then. I was looking at sewing stuff, fat quarters, you know. I can sew a little bit, I'm very elementary. But anyway, I got some that luminous yarn. And yeah, the reason why I went there was because I couldn't find it on the website. But since I got the yarn, and I got the yarn label, where's the yarn label? I want to show you something. I scanned the code in my phone or my iPod, whichever one, and it actually came up Hobbycraft. And then, so actually, through there I was able to go to the website, and there it was. I wasn't able to find it on the website before, and now I know why. I should have went to Chunky Yarn. Well, I didn't realise. I just thought I could type in reflective yarn and it'd take me there, but no, it wasn't having it. Anyway, I did CJ's hat. I got three chunky yarns. There's the offcuts. Black, green, and I got a grey one, but I haven't started working with that one yet. I did try and crochet, but I hate crocheting with chunky yarn. It doesn't work. I did have the right size hook. It said 10mm. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have to knit it. And the largest knitting needle I've got is an 8mm. And it said 10mm on the ball band. So I went to Ravelry, typed in super bulky, because it does say category 6 on there. Typed in, I selected 8mm needle, and I isolated a few hats. So I followed a loose pattern. I say a loose pattern because I didn't do ribbed all the way, like this. That's the name of the pattern. It's called Little Man, Big Man, Matching Wool Beanies. And I did the adult one. And there they are. So this was all ribbed, knit one purl and rib all the way, and then the decreases, whereas I did just a rib brim, stockinette stitch all the way, which is basically just knit when you're going in the round, and then follow with the decreases. And what I came up with was this. I'll model it for you. Where's the back? I want to hide the not so good jogs. Still learning about jogs. Okay, so this is a hat. It's for CJ. So it can go over his ears. I was going to do an ear flap hat, but since I did it long enough, it'll slide over his ears, no problem. And doesn't that look alright? It looks better on him, like. So now I've just messed up my hair, but I don't care. I'm not a model, so there you go. So that's that. So he likes his hat. I like his hat as well. But at least I've got some yarn to make some more. But anyway, going back to this. I have a question. Or a statement, I don't know. See the picture there? That's the suggested pattern on there. So I could follow the pattern. But notice she's got a pom-pom on the hat. I didn't know you could make pom-poms out of chunky yarn. I mean, see how thick that is? How are you going to wrap it around and... I just can't imagine. I can imagine doing a pom-pom with something like worsted or DK, or even thinner than that. But a chunky one? Will that work? Especially with some of these pom-pom makers where you have to wrap it inside the contraption and seal it and then snip round it and whatever. Will that work? I don't know. Has anybody done a chunky pom-pom before? And if so, did it work? I'll show you what else I'm working on. I've been collecting shawl patterns, free shawl patterns crochet, and I'm still, where am I through Ravelry? There's 41 pages of all the criteria that I've narrowed it down to, and think I'm on about 14, so I'm getting there. And I started this pattern, it's called To the Point, except I accidentally deleted off the title, because it went to not a forum, a blog, and then I use, if it's not already PDF'd, I will use Print Friendly, and where you can delete all the stuff like adverts and stuff, but generally keep the rest of the stuff intact. And I accidentally deleted the title, which is called To the Point. So, on this, if you just open, sometimes if I just open a PDF as normal, it'll just show you like almost like a Word document, and when you go to print it, it's like you're printing out individual pages. But it actually happened with, is it Frankie who does the 10-stitch blanket? For some reason, hers would open actually in the Adobe PDF reader, and that gave you the option of a booklet. Now I wanted to see what was different about hers. Why did it do that? But I didn't realise it opened in the Adobe until I actually opened it, because I remembered it was her pattern I printed off, and I was able to do a booklet with the 10-stitch blanket. So from now on, I always open my PDFs in Adobe, through Adobe Reader. Is it Adobe PDF Reader? Yeah. And then you get the option of doing it in a booklet, so you save paper. That would have been 4 sheets of paper otherwise. So I'm quite happy with that. It's just, you do get a smaller item, but if you can cope with the smaller item, you're fine. But this is what the shawl looks like. And I'm in a bit of a quandary, because it says worsted weight, and I'm doing it in DK in King Cole Mirage, which is, it is DK, but it's a very thin DK. So I'm wondering if it's almost a sport weight. So I thought the bit where it increases, the pan up, the segments where it increases, I was thinking perhaps I should, oh, that light there, perhaps I should increase it a bit further, because it looks kind of small. I'll show you in a moment. I thought I would increase it a bit further. I've just been looking at the pattern, and I just have to make some adjustments to, like, when it goes back to the decrease, to allow for that. But apart from that, I think it's feasible that I could actually do it. But isn't that beautiful? Really, really nice. And okay, so this is the King Cole Mirage, and I don't know what colour this is. It's a, I'll show you in a moment. I'll just show you the shawl first. So far I'm only like 3 rows away from the final increase round, and to me that looks rather small before starting to decrease, don't you think? So that's why I want to increase further. So you increase here in the centre. It's really nice. I love these colours. So I think I will increase it because it looks too small. I was going to say Mirage, that's it. King Cole Mirage. Did actually pay £1.50 for it. That was from Chaplin's. I got it ages ago. I've got another one of them, so I'm not worried about running out of yarn. And I've also got a pair of them, same King Cole Mirage, but it's like a green. It's that'd be lovely. Anyway, it just says shade 865. There's no actual colour, and it's 312 metres. And it's 50-50 wool and acrylic, so yeah, really nice. What's the suggested needle size? 4mm, which is what I'm using on the hook. So it says it's DK, but it's remarkably thin. But that's okay. I'll just do what I thought I was going to do, increase these panels a bit more than what the pattern says, and then start decreasing to allow for that. So we'll catch up with the decreases. It's lovely, isn't it? I wanted to show you something. I got a gadget. Pam's not the only one who likes gadgets, you know, because I do as well. It was did I have this last week or the week before and I forgot to show you it? I think I did, because it was stood there. You can't see where I'm pointing, but it was there. And I was looking at it and I forgot to mention it. It's from Doodle Stop. And this base twists, and it dispenses the yarn basically when you pull it. Now the problem is, I found that this having this as a problem, because when you're like sort of like sat on your desk and you're on the chair and there's a bit of distance between you, if you're pulling, it just tends to snag on this bit here. You can't get it. Whereas if you take it off, you can at least like flip it over and then continue pulling, and it pulls lovely. And it's got some bearings in it. I think they're bearings. I hope I've got that right engineering terms. Can you hear that? Yeah, wood is lovely. So I got that, and it came in a lovely little case, which I had bag, which I haven't put it in yet because I haven't put it away. And then it saves what's currently happening with 10-stitch blanket. It was like, because I did a centre pull with Red Hat Super Saver, it ended up like a squishy mess. So I like unravelled it a bit and then I put it in a ball, and then when I started to knit last night, the ball twice went along the floor. So it's like, oh, I have to put it inside something. Yeah, that's beautiful, that. So that's that to show you. And do you know this look? This means I've got some yarn. Right, I'll tell you how I got some yarn. Because last Friday my husband had the day off work, and the reason why he had the day off work is because he was going to travel to his... Shut up, siren. I don't know if it's going to pass our house. I can hear it over there somewhere. Oh, it's going to pass our house. The traffic's slowing. It's an ambulance. I hope they're okay. Anyway, yeah, my husband was going away for the weekend to his birthday present, because it's his birthday in a couple of weeks, and I got my birthday present, which was a weekend bread baking in Devon. So he did that, and he had a really good time, and he made lots of different breads which he brought back with him. We've had to put some in the freezer because we know we can eat them all before they go off. But the ones we have tried, they're absolutely gorgeous, and they look very wholesome and healthy, and oh, love it. So they look awesome, and he really enjoyed it even though he was exhausted. So he had the day off Friday because he was travelling Friday afternoon to get there. But in the morning we went to, because CJ was in college, we went to Exeter, and we had to go to Exeter because we have this audio thing. I don't even know what you call it, but I know the TV has sound anyway, but this feeds the TV sound through some system or other, and I suppose it makes it better. I don't know, but it was broken. So it's still under warranty, and the guys at the shop said, bring it back, we'll see if we can repair it. If we can't repair it, we'll replace it or something. But in the meantime, you can lend one of ours. So that's what we went for. Now, I've been to Exeter before, and we did look for a yarn shop before, and we were up and down this road. Kudayaka's like, find this shop, and when we went to Google Street View, we'd been passing it loads of times, but the thing was, it actually wasn't there, it was shut down. But nevertheless, we're going to a different part, so I thought, no, I'll just see if there's any yarn stores nearby, and there was one within walking distance. So the idea was, he go in that shop, I go in the yarn shop. It was called Knitting Basket, and floor to ceiling of yarns, just yarn everywhere. So of course I was like, oh, but even better. She didn't just have like the regular price yarn of lots of different kinds, because when you're doing crafting and stuff, you get to know general prices of things, and you get to sniff out bargains as well. Well, she had a basket and it said oddballs 99p. So I had a rummage, and there was a few things there, yeah, but nothing that I really wanted. But I saw two that I'd admired before but never really got, because it depends where you go on the internet, the £3 something or the £4 something. Where are they? Oh, there they are. So I've got two each of it. I'll pick up the other one because the ball band snapped on one of them when I brought it home. So I've got two of these for 99p each. It's King Cole Ragged, it's DK, and 30% wool in there, 70% acrylic, 294 metres. I was going to say, it looks almost like this, but this King Cole Mirage, but this is more red. There's reds in there, and there's a lot of orange and browns in there. I suppose when you see them side by side, it's not the same. But 99p each, when normally they're between £3 and £4 something. That is bargain. But she said I've just put oddballs in there but the two oddballs that I've got are the same dye lot and shade, so I can use them together in something. But obviously, if you wanted to make a cardigan or a jumper or something, you'd need more than two, wouldn't you? And in another pot, no, they were just in bags. She said, "Oh, those are £1 each." Now I could have got a lot more, but I thought you've got to restrain yourself, Cheryl. And I got two of these. Again, King Cole Rye, but this is chunky. But it's more like a thick DK, thin, like a worsted, I suppose. What needle size? Oh, it takes a 6mm, but it doesn't feel that chunky. Not compared with this chunky. I don't know if you can actually see the difference between both of these. I've got a loop going on there, so can you see the thickness and difference there? Well, that's super bulky, I suppose. But yeah. So I decided to get two of them as well. They were £1 each. And what's the meterage? 134 metres. 145 yards. Yeah, 30% wool, 70% acrylic. So pretty much the same wool acrylic mix as the King Cole Rye and DK. I thought that's lovely as well. Oh yeah, something I was going to ask. You know, Twitter, I don't understand it. But basically, I've been treating it like a wall, like a Facebook wall. You put a status up and that's that. But it's not a wall where I would expect people to reply, as on Facebook. Your friends might reply. It's not public. It's a public wall, although my Twitter name is totally private. But I know some businesses have Twitter pages and stuff like that, and celebrities and whatnot. But when I've looked at other places, people or places, pages, you see something like somebody will write something and then the business will reply and you can see the conversation. But whenever I've wrote to them or whatever on a tweeted them, that's it. My question or statement or whatever doesn't appear there. How come I can't see it? I don't understand. You can see the other people's, but you can't see my own. I'm thinking, am I doing it right? I don't know. I just don't understand it. So if somebody out there actually really is quite au fait with Twitter, let us know, please, and that'd be awesome. Thank you. That Google thing the other day, I mentioned it on Google Plus, where I went to Google to just the general page, and it was flooded with one person's posts. I couldn't see anybody else. It's like nobody else even existed. Or it was like I went to their profile and that got everything, but it wasn't. I was definitely on my own. Well, the next day it was different. It was just like general everybody's. So goodness knows what happened. But I did try the settings thing like Connie suggested. I couldn't really see. Because if I limit a circle or something, is that what it's called, circle? If I limit what I see from circles, if I limit everybody's. But this person had just flooded, but I don't know if that was their intention or whether Google had just filtered it out so I just only saw that person's, but it was really weird. But it doesn't appear to be like that today, so let's hope it doesn't happen again, because I would hate to unfollow the person because they do post some interesting stuff, like crochet and stuff and knitting. Do they do knitting? But there's other stuff as well, just general stuff, pictures and whatnot, and it's alright. But I wouldn't want to like unfollow them just because one incident of where a wall was completely flooded. My homepage thing was completely flooded of all that stuff and didn't see anybody else's. I've just seen the time. Have I been rambling all that long? Okay. Right, I shall wrap this up now and I will speak with you another time. You never know, maybe next week I'll finish this and start on another one. Yeah, I've got lots planned. Okay then, I will speak with you soon. Have a good week and a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.